We're back with District Court Judge Brett Loveless, and we're talking to him about his recent appointment. We're getting a little bit back into, I know we're talking about the cases that you handle, and I was asking you before we went for break how they're distributed and stuff. We only have like about 6 minutes left. We'll talk a little bit in how the distribution of cases is so people can learn exactly how they're done and stuff.
Well, there's 26 district court judges here in Bernalillo County. I'm one of those 26. There's 10 district court judges that handle criminal cases, and I'm one of those 10. So anytime that an indictment is filed or some form of criminal charging document is filed, then it's randomly assigned to a judge. The computer does take into account the caseloads that each judge has, okay, in assigning the cases, but it is still random.
I see. We're going to go back a little bit, back to your when you were a prosecutor.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about some of the cases that you work with. They were extremely, I mean, they were pretty heinous in nature.
Yes.
And I don't want to get into any touchy areas, but talk about any specific cases that I know dealing with kids or even adults that you think that really shaped the last few years.
Well, I think the entire experience. I was prosecuting child abuse and child sexual abuse cases, homicide cases.
Were those difficult?
Extremely
because
difficult.
you're dealing with children.
Extremely difficult. You see the worst of the worst happening to the most vulnerable.
Correct.
And rapes and murders of children. And I can't put into words how difficult they are to deal with, but at the same time, I always felt that I had a calling to do this. It was something that I felt compelled to do. I felt like I had to do something. And I felt very committed about that. Many prosecutors, many attorneys do not want to handle these types of cases. They don't last very long, but I did them for 10 years. And so clearly I had a calling and a commitment to handling these types of cases. But I think that the overall experience, it gave me a healthy respect for a number of things. And I think that it shaped me in ways that people might not expect. Not only did I deal with things that happen to children who are the most vulnerable in society, and how to emotionally deal with those types of situations, but also to be firm with offenders who have committed these crimes. But at the same time, it gave me a respect for the power that I had as a prosecutor. I was always very careful about even wanting to charge someone with a crime that might label them as a sex offender of a child, because the allegation alone could ruin their life, ruin their reputation. So I was very careful about it, and I wanted to be very respectful of that decision, very respectful of that power, and I think that I have a reputation for doing that. I will tell you that that is one experience that I think has served me well on the bench as well, because it is a situation where I am fully aware of the power that I possess as a judge. One thing that actually surprised me when I took the bench was the fact that I was unaware of how many decisions on a daily basis I make as a district court judge that are absolutely unreviewable.
Yes.
And it is my discretion alone that decides things that seriously impact people's lives. I have a healthy respect for that. And I think that my experience as a prosecutor in the Crimes Against Children Division helped me develop that respect.
I see. We're going to change gears a little bit. You grew up in Albuquerque?
No, I didn't.
Tell us where you grew up.
I'm originally from Houston.
Okay.
And my parents got divorced, and my father and stepmother moved to Taos, New Mexico, when I was 12, or they had a house there, but would spend a lot of time in Taos. So I've been coming to New Mexico since I was 12 years old, and then when I graduated high school when I was 18, I applied to UNM to go to college. It was actually the only application I sent for college was to UNM because I love New Mexico so much.
So you, in Taos, you knew Judge Hennessy? He was here yesterday.
No, I actually did not know Judge Hennessy.
Because he grew up in Taos, too.
Yes,
he was
did.
there in '86.
I didn't know him. I'd never met him until we were practicing law here in Albuquerque together, but I had actually met his family when I was in high school, and I didn't put two and two together. It wasn't until we were campaigning
And you never
together.
came across each other in Taos?
No, we never did. When we were campaigning together, in a roundabout way, we found out that we had a common connection, so it was interesting.
So,
But that's New Mexico. It's a very
I
small
know,
state.
and Tao is such a small community. You
Yes.
think you get to know them. It's a very nice, peaceful area.
Yes.
You know, I know everyone that I know that lives up there
Yes.
would never move into a bigger city after that. I don't know. They seem to really like that peaceful nature of Taos.
It's a nice pace.
Yes. So you grew up here. You have your family and you have your kids and everybody.
Yes, I'm married to another lawyer. We have 2 kids, 2 daughters, 11 and 9 years old. So they just started school, so that was a bit of chaos this week. And but we got them off to school, got them settled in. And my wife practices law here in
Did she work with
Albuquerque.
you?
No, she is a civil practitioner.
Oh.
She represents police officers and governmental entities that are
I see.
sued, and she represents them around the state. So she has a fairly broad base of practice.
Okay, that sounds good. Anything else you'd like to say to the viewers? We have about 30 seconds left. Go ahead and if there's anything you'd like to say for the last segment, 30 seconds left there. So.
Well, and I don't know exactly what information viewers would want to know.
Yeah.
I've always been very open. I know that in an era when people are hungry for transparency in their governmental leaders, they're hungry for people who have integrity, experience, who know what they're doing, who aren't using their current position or the position they're seeking as a stepping stone. They want people who are truly devoted and committed to what they're wanting to do. And I can tell you that I've wanted to be a judge for an extremely long time, and it was not because I wanted power. It's not because I wanted money, because it's not. There's more money to be made out there elsewhere as a lawyer.
Yeah,
it's because I truly felt committed. I really want to do a service to the citizens of Bernalillo County and the state of New Mexico, and I feel that my experience has prepared me for that. I'm someone with integrity. You can ask anyone who knows me. They're going to tell you that I'm honest, I'm open, I'm reasonable, and I'm fair. And I expect that those are things that come across when I'm sitting on the bench.
Great. Well, thank you for coming in, Judge. We really appreciate it. I know you're a busy person there.